Hello everyone! Welcome to the second day of the 17th Animateka and the first day of our industry platform AnimatekaPRO. This year we have decided to bring AnimatekaPRO in 3 days. The first day we will be exploring the regional animation and it's therefore entitled In the Region. The second day we are bringing a new collaboration with CE Animation Experience, and the last day will be dedicated to the use of VR in animation, design and art. Today, on the first day, we are starting with the fourth installment of AnimatekaPRO Pitch competition. The second slot will be exploring Work in Progress, The Legend of Goldhorn by a young Slovenian animator Leopold, and the third slot will be a panel discussion by industry professionals from Croatia, hosted by Igor. The panel discussion is titled State of the Art in Croatia, and the speakers will be Vanja Andrijević from Bonobo Studio, Draško Ivezić from Adriatic Animation, Andrijana Vidarček from Zagreb Film, and Miljenka Čogalja, a representative from the Croatian Audiovisual Center. The foreword will be made by the director of the Croatian Audiovisual Center, Mr. Kristofer Marčić. Later in the afternoon, please join us at 5 for the Q&As with the authors from the European Young Talents Competition program, which will be hosted by Ana Sturm and Igor Prasel, the program selectors. And later in the evening at 8, please join us with the Q&As with the authors from the main competition program, hosted by program selectors Igor Prasel and Chris Robinson. Also, enjoy the rest of the festival and please visit our website, where you will find the interesting film program and all the other festival events. Welcome to the fourth installment of AnimatekaPRO Pitch competition. It is aimed at short projects in development from ex-Yugoslavian countries. We are happy to present 6 projects this year, which were tutored by expert Mathieu Daras. And we are also happy to present the excellent jury which will be assessing them, and the jury members are Luce Grosjean, Anna Vashova, Maja Zupant. We are happy to say that this year we are again collaborating with CE Animation Forum, and so the 2 participants from the winning project will have the opportunity to visit CE Animation Forum 2021. And now I'm inviting you to enjoy the pitches, and if you find any of the projects interesting, please do not hesitate to contact the authors. You can find their contacts on our website. And to all the participants, good luck!
Hello everyone, my name is Andrijana Sofranić Šućur and I'm a producer from Belgrade, Serbia. I'm here today with Anđela Joković, the youngest director that I'm working with. My close friend and collaborator introduced me to Anđela and her work, believing that I could help her develop and make her first short animated film. I was drawn to Anđela's diversity in animation and drawing styles, as well as to her energy and eagerness to tell the story. Anđela and I have been working since then on various projects. We are here today to present to you for the first time our first short animated film of 15 minutes called Child in Me.
I wanted to make a short family film that will explore the themes of imagination, beauty in day-to-day situations, as well as the change in perspective of the world in an old person. That's why the child in me depicts an unusual journey of a woman in her 80s. She wants to enjoy her daily routine of sitting in a park reading her newspapers in silence, while one little girl wants to enjoy the rain and jump around. So irritated, the old woman tries to find her peace by changing benches, ignoring the girl, but then the rain starts pouring down and her routine is fully disrupted. But unlike the old woman, whose day is completely ruined, and the little girl actually enjoys the rain, and she gets drawn to something that turns out to be a whole ocean with a whale on top. Which means that this little puddle in the park was hiding a whole new world. And once they dive in, the old woman meets the whale, loses the girl, then starts a search for her. But this whole journey brings her to realization that she has never actually lost the girl, because the girl was part of herself the whole time. Story contrasts two worlds, the world of imagination and the real world. And since the world of imagination comes to life in this ocean-like environment, I decided that the whale would be the guardian of that world. And if you're asking why, it's because the whale is not only the biggest animal on Earth, but also the biggest creature in the seas, which felt like the perfect fit to represent the importance of imagination as a whole, as well as the connection between the two realities. Visually, I wanted to differ the worlds even further, so I decided that I would use different animation techniques, which means that the real world will come to life through the style of 3D animation, while the imagination world will come to life through the style of 2D animation. The film doesn't have any dialogue, which means that music and sound will play an important role in setting the overall mood, as well as the world building itself. Growing up, I've seen many adults forgetting how it is to be a child and forgetting how to find wonders in those everyday little moments, such as a little puddle in the park. And as I've matured, I've learned how to find both love and understanding for those who have disconnected from that part of themselves. And that's why I would love for this film to be somewhat of a little reminder to everyone to see the world through children's eyes, yet again.
We took time to work on story development with our script supervisor, Tea Lukac, and now we have finalized script. We also teamed up with the experienced animation studio, Bunker VFX, that is handling character and environment modeling. We are currently working on Animatek and on testing our 3D models and rigs. Our budget is approximately 55,000 euros, with about 60% secured, combining support for production by Film Center Serbia and our own investment in development of the film. Since Child in Me is Anđela's debut film, we are looking for experienced editor to join our team, as well as co-producers that will support the project during post-production stage. We are also looking for sales agents and, of course, festivals that will help us bring this film to a wider audience. Both Anđela and I want to thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Hi, My name is Kirsten Gospodinovski and I'm the director of the short animated film Diogenes. I've directed several animated films and I'm also a professor of animation at a university in Skopje.
Hi, my name is Zharko Ivanov and I am the producer of Diogenes. I run a production company called Flipbook Productions, which mainly produces animated films. I've known Krste for more than 10 years and since then we have collaborated on various animated projects. We together organized the Flipbook Film Festival and we worked on more than 10 different animated short films, both as co-directors, as co-writers and animators, in different animation techniques: hand-drawn animation, puppet, stop motion and cutout animation. Most of them screened at Animateka in the past years. This is the first time to be present at AnimatekaPRO Pitch with a project in development.
Diogenes is an experimental stop-motion animated film which features only one character on a black background. His heavy breathing throughout the film consists of wrinkling into old age and back. This is achieved by combining stop-motion animation with time-lapse of organic materials, a technique I've been experimenting with since my graduation years. It's an intense process of carving and rigging organic materials such as potatoes into anthropomorphic shapes and then animating them while waiting for them to decompose.
What I really like about this project is the depth of the story and how well it matches with the experimental style of the animation. The simple black background at the same time is meant to contrast the saturated organic decay and serves to the narrative as vast emptiness.
The story is divided into 3 parts. In the first part, the main character is doing his daily routines in a dark void. His apathy is constantly diminishing his effort to leave this emptiness. As he finally does in the second part, he encounters various shapes in different stages of decay. Struggling through the overwhelming mold, in the third part, he finds himself in front of a monolithic shape. As he touches this shape, his decay stops and buds emerge from his body, which form into vines, and sprouts quickly cover the endless field around him. At the end, he curls into a fetus shape and is reverse carved into an organic form, or in this case, a potato.
We felt that it's very significant at this stage of development of the project to have it presented in front of animation film professionals to get your feedback and preferably some directions. The visibility of the project at this stage was very important, and presenting it at AnimatekaPRO Pitch is a great opportunity to meet potential co-producers from the region and throughout Europe, and a broader festival distribution of Diogenes.
Diogenes is a film about a man searching for a meaning in this oblivious society, nourished by our own impermanence. Diogenes as a metaphor for moral decay of one person and losing of oneself.
Hi, I'm Igor Ćorić. I'm an animator, animation director and a producer. I have been creating short animated content for the last 18 years. I'm here to present you with my latest short animated project called Leopold. This project would mark a milestone in my professional career and show the maturity I have achieved as an artist. In 2004, I have created a short film called Deus Ex Machina. It was my first successful short animated film. There was something about the simplicity of the style and the unsettling atmosphere it created I wanted to return to. So I started building a story around this style. First, a character was born, Leopold. He is a cross of Charlie Chaplin and 2 of Franz Kafka's heroes, Josef K. from Process and Gregor Samsa from Metamorphosis. The film covers the last day of Leopold's life. It opens up with a dream, a very puzzling and upsetting dream that wakes him up. It wakes him up struggling for breath and all in sweat. Realization that it was just a dream calms him down. Leopold looks out through the window. He sees rainy clouds over the city he lives in. The city that resembles a concentration camp. Barbed wire, walls, watchtowers incorporated in the cityscape. We follow Leopold on his way to work, and the grim destiny of humanity opens up in front of us. There is a class of insectoid creatures that rule the world, and humans are allowed to do their regular stuff, to go to work and to live. But if one of the creatures becomes hungry, they approach humans or group of humans and offer them straws. Whoever pulls out the shortest straw, he would be eaten. The size and the power of creatures is immense. No one puts the fight. Humans just look the other way and go away with their business, as one of them is being eaten on the other side. We follow Leopold now, and he's at his work. Leopold's at work now, and it's a regular day at work, except for one detail. A colleague of his drops a box of matchsticks, and as he picks up the matchsticks, he sees the logo and the address of the nightclub. After the work, he ends up in the nightclub and gets very, very drunk. Gets so drunk that he loses his consciousness. He wakes up from another puzzling and upsetting dream, and he finds himself vomiting in the dirty bar's toilet. As he leaves the bar, one of the creatures awaits him, hungry, offering him a straw. Leopold looks at him, and knowing that he would be eaten and being very, very drunk, he does the unthinkable. He takes the straw and stabs the creature in the eye, starts running away. As the creature screams, he's further and further away, but he doesn't get too far before alarm sounds is on, and all of the city's creatures are now after him. On his run, he fights against more creatures, and finally he ends up on the city dump, all broken and alone. And there, at the dump, two of the creatures await him. He has no more strength to fight back, and he follows them to a tree he has seen in his first dream. They hang him up on the tree and leave him there to die. As the time passes, Leopold starts drying out and starts resembling a cocoon. And this cocoon starts cracking, and something comes out, a new Leopold. Leopold is one of the creatures now. He lets out the painful scream. This is the story of Leopold, and the other part of the story is production, of course. I have founded Artrake 3 years ago to serve the need for the commercial animation we receive. The idea behind this was also to use this financial input to create our own short animated material. 2 years ago, we have been lucky enough to get support from the Serbian Film Center for our 6-minute short film called Passage. It was a very successful short film, and now, this year, we won the funds from the Serbian Film Center again. We were lucky enough to get funds for Leopold. We have now enough money to match this fund and to finish 12 minutes of animation of Leopold. But we are looking for co-producers now to help us with the sound production and the post-production of the film. I really hope you enjoyed this presentation, and I'm looking forward to talking to you in person. Thank you.
Hi Animateka crew, my name is Laura Martinović.
And my name is Hana Tintor. We are here to present Sunčana's new short film, Butterfly.
And we are junior producers from Adriatic Animation from Zagreb, from Croatia. And we already applied for funding and for financing from Croatia, and we're expecting the results really soon.
Hi, my name is Sunčana Brkulj. This is my first professional film project. It's a 5-minute long claymation film called Butterfly. Butterfly is a single-shot short film about an ecosystem which overcomes a crisis by adapting to a new situation. The film is a bird's-eye view of a big flourishing garden full of different creatures. Some of them look more like animals and some more like humans. Each of them is carrying out different tasks in order to sustain their way of life. All the creatures are working together, and their work creates a cycle that keeps life going. The main resource they use is water from the water fountain. Everything happens in a cycle. Gods create the water fetchers take it to the shepherds give it to their sheep and make clothing from their wool, musicians wear the clothing and play their music, the gods are inspired by the music and they make more water, and so on and so on. All of a sudden, all of it stops because a little butterfly accidentally gets stuck inside of the fountain and stops the water flow. The creatures are shocked and scared because their life has been interrupted. but they still keep on working and carrying out each their own tasks. Slowly but surely, they manage to adapt to the new situation. They discover a new resource, milk, and they build a new life cycle around using that. By the time that they gotten used to this new way of life, the butterfly suddenly flies out of the fountain and the water suddenly comes back. Now the creatures make a decision to keep using both of the resources, water and milk, and carry on living their life in a richer way than before. The whole film takes place in one single shot, which is a bird's eye view of the garden. At key moments, the camera slowly zooms into the fountain and back out again. The camera movements are very slow and stretch out throughout the whole film, while character movements are very quick and they take place in loops. The goal is to make the viewer's eyes act like a camera. The idea is that this film is like a painter's canvas that was magically brought to life, and now we're getting to see what kind of things will happen on the canvas. The visual is a combination of Hieronymus Bosch's Garden of Earthly Delights, hippie music festival posters from the 60s, and plasticine that we remember from when we were kids. Everything is super colorful and childish to go along with the simple message. My inspirations from the world of animation are Boris Labé and George Schwitzgebel. Just like them, I make films out of animation loops, and this has been my signature style that I'm hoping to further build and improve by making this film. Here you can see an example from my previous film, The Tower, which also uses loops and camera movement. And it's a part of Animateka's program this year in Young European Talents 4. I started to develop this film just as the pandemic appeared in February. So this film is about how society can overcome a crisis without shutting down the way that they live their life, but instead changing the way that they live to adapt to the new situation. And maybe this way they can also learn something new, and the new life that they make for themselves can be richer and more colorful than the one they had before. So Butterfly is going to be a living canvas full of tiny little creatures. We observe their lives kind of like a little ant farm or an aquarium, and they teach us or remind us about the importance of community in a crisis, which I think is important in the year 2020.
We would love to meet people who are interested in this project and potential co-producers. Please, if you are interested, do not hesitate to contact us via email that you will see below.
Hello, my name is Kruglikova. I'm an illustrator. Also, I'm a student at the Academy of Fine Arts and Design in Ljubljana. Film Luknje is my second animated short film and is a student project. Let me tell you more about this project. How often do you feel lonely? Loneliness is an illness of 21st century. It's a century of individualists. We started to live for ourselves. Most of us have an existential crisis, and we are losing ourselves in it. One day I discovered that my friend wrote a short text about loneliness and solitude. And this is how I got the idea of the film. The text is really abstract and full of metaphors. And I was so inspired by reading it. So I got some visual images in my mind, and I thought the magic of these words can be well expressed through animation. The basic story I invented by illustrating the most powerful quotes, and those drawings in the end gave me the red thread. My film might be around 7 minutes. I chose widescreen format because of composition, atmosphere, and more easy way to catch the landscapes. The technique I'm using is 2D animation mixing with 3D animation. 2D frame-by-frame animation I'm making in classical technique which are ink drawings on the paper. 3D animation is made in Blender. I was using the camera mapping technique with my hand-drawn illustrations on the surface. I want audience have a feel that they're walking inside my illustrations. The story is happening in the wild north. I was always associated loneliness with endless cold. You can see that the main character doesn't have face. Our face identifies us. I decided to remove the face and put the main hero in unformed clothes, so nothing will motivate people to recognize in him someone. It's the main concept of the film, to show all lost lonely persons in one character. The main motif was inspired by beauty of aurora, cold ocean and different shapes of ice in Nordic desert. This fantasy world is working by its own rules, which were invented by my imagination mixing with real references of eternal frost. My aim is to make this project visible as much as it possible. I do believe, and I have my right to think that, this film can inspire people for learning how to be in harmony with themselves, how to don't be afraid of loneliness. Or maybe someone will feel that he is not the only one struggling with such a state. By taking part in AnimatekaPRO Pitch, I would like to find people who are interested to work with me and my ideas. Also, I would like to find co-producers and financial help for my film.
Hello, I'm Andrej Kamnik, animator, visual artist, professor, and mentor at Sofiya's project. In the role of a producer by the Academy of Fine Arts and Design, University of Ljubljana, I followed the project from the conceptual stage onwards. What is special and additional feature of this project is the faceless character in animation, through which Sofiya, as an animator, sublimely transmits alienation, loneliness, and anxiety, in which we can recognize the issue of alienation and the broader context of today's modern society. The project definitely offers excellent starting points for development, for further development and support.
At the end, I would love to present a teaser of my project. Thanks to Dara Acoustic for sound design. Enjoy!
Zmeraj čutiš potrebo po družbi. Potreba je ogromna. Nekaj ti manjka. V sebi imaš luknje. Polniš jih z drugimi ljudmi. Kdo si, ko zraven tebe ni ničesar?
Hi, my name is Vesela Dancheva. I am animation director and producer from Kompot Collective, a studio based in Sofia, Bulgaria. For the last 12 years, Kompot Collective has produced several multi-award winning films. I know Dalibor since a couple of years already, and I'm the producer of his last film, The Last Day, which is going to festivals around the world. I'm also the producer of his new film, The Switch.
Hi, I'm Dalibor Reininger and I've been working as an animation professional for more than 20 years now. I am the writer and the director of The Switch, the film that narrates the story of a young couple that is building new life far from the world alone. She is a playful soul, artistic soul who explores the world around while he is busy to design their dream house. The story entangles at the moment when she finds this mysterious switch that will unlock hidden dreams and desires in each of them. This switch sets them flying into their fantasy world. Slowly, as time passes, they drift apart from each other. And there is a part of enlightenment towards the end, but then it is too late. Human happiness lies in harmonious relationship, but burdened with everyday struggles and egocentrism, fear, emptiness, we tend to hurt, neglect, and even destroy each other. The question we try to answer through this film is why we have a need to be together, but then we tend to hurt or destroy each other. I wonder what would be my switch. Hi, this is how I fly. And by the way, I am also the music composer for the film. Through the music, I want to illustrate their beautiful yet melancholic world. Something like this.
Hi, my name is Evelina Reininger and I am the art director and designer of the Switch. I like to play with colors and communicate through them feelings, moods and emotions. The vision of the Switch is divided in 3 different sections: the retrospective, the present and the adventurous dreamlike flight. For this project, it is important to have an artistic collaboration that will enhance the visual impact of the film. We are very happy to have in our team Maja Veselinović, well-established Serbian illustrator. Maja's artistic sensibility is very compatible with the visual style for the Switch that is established so far. This would be her debut in animation, and we are very excited about it.
Hi, I'm Andrijana Sofranić and I'm a producer from company Tublink Animation based in Belgrade, Serbia. I met Vesela during CEE animation workshop this year and I was lucky enough to be in the same group as her, so I learned more about the projects being developed in Kompot Collective. Once we started talking about the Switch, I was drawn to the story intimately because I started to reflect on it from the point of view of a newlywed. Since number of Serbian authors is attached to the project, we decided to co-produce it. We intend to apply for production support by Film Center Serbia early next year.
The Switch is 10-minute animated film. The technique is drawn animation mixed with watercolor cutouts. It's a non-dialogue contemporary love story which every person can identify with. At the moment we are in pre-production. The budget of the film is 70,000 euros. We already managed to secure 40,000 from Bulgarian National Film Center, and we are applying at the beginning of the next year in Serbia with our partners from Tublink Animation. We plan to close the budget by April 2021 and hopefully start production of the middle of next year and finish the film by the end of 2022. We are looking for potential buyers, distributors and sales in order to bring the film to wide audience across the world. Thank you.